Because the narcotic and psychotropic substances are banned, to send these are the narcotic bureau is looking into it. And nowadays, on the TV channels also, if you saw the narcotic bureau connection in the various drugs they have mentioned. So though all those drugs are under the category of Schedule X, so there are always special requirement for manufacturing of such drug. Okay, so applicant has to make application to the licensing authority in form 24F, accompanied with the prescribed fees, and the license is granted in form 25F. Okay, so but the getting the license to manufacture the Schedule X is very difficult, and there are stringent criterias for there. So we will see one by one what are those criterias, and we will see the comparison between what is the difference between CC1 and other drugs. Okay, and the X drugs. Okay, the licensee shall forward to the licensing authority a statement of supply of drugs, sales of drugs to the manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, hospital, dispensaries, nursing homes, and registered medical practitioner every 3 months. Okay, see how these are how this criteria is that stringent. Okay, means in other drugs this condition was not there. In every 3 months there is no need to report about all drugs. Means if I am a manufacturer of aspirin, then I am not supposed to report to the licensing authority every 3 months to whom I send these drugs and who bought the aspirin. No need. But suppose if I am a manufacturer of suppose diazepam or any other narcotic or psychotropic substances, or suppose cocaine or some local anesthetics, then if that drug is coming under the Schedule X category, then these stringent criterias are to be followed by the licensee. Okay, then licensee shall store drug in custody under direct supervision of responsible person. Means the storage of these drugs is also very important, because that is why the smuggling occurs. Because means in spite of having such stringent criteria, there are few people, but always remember the standard quality of drug is not cannot be smuggled. Means, or if it is smuggled, then it is in a very rare cases. These drugs which have taken by other people, or which are smuggled by, or which consume the drugs regularly, those drugs are of low qualities, and those drugs have not manufactured under the guidance of the authority, or they have not granted the license to manufacture those drugs. Okay, so those low quality drugs are consumed by all the people who means जो भी नशा करते हैं वो लोग स्टैंडर्ड क्वालिटी ऑफ ड्रग नहीं यूज करते. ओके, बट स्टिल द उसके जो कुछ इफेक्ट होते हैं वो तो सेम होते हैं. दैट्स वाई दे गेट अ किक ऑफ अबाउट दैट, एंड दे गेट टू हैबिचुअल, एंड दे गेट एडिक्टेड टू दोज ड्रग्स, एंड दैट्स वाई दे आर एबल टू टेक दोज ड्रग्स. ओके, but always remember these drugs are habit forming drugs, the habitual. So all these drugs which are included in Schedule X are habit forming drugs, so that's why their criteria for everything is very stringent. And that's why अगर जो भी कुछ सपोज अफीम है, ओपियम है, that is those are the illegal drugs to sell. Okay, illegal drugs without saying without selling without the license. Okay, but still those drugs are manufactured, but still the opium poppy is cultivated in various farms. Okay, but there is also provision of cultivation of such plants also, and that in every year those data should be given to the government. Okay, every year, not I think so 3 months. So every 3 months that data should be given to the government. So why if these drugs are habit forming, then why we should cultivate it? Why the government is allowed to sell it? Because it has certain medical uses. Okay, some of these drugs are very much effective in certain disease conditions. Okay, opium like cocaine, and means the cocaine derivatives are the extremely good local anesthetic. If you see any local anesthetic like lignocaine, lidocaine, these are extremely useful for the use of certain for the use of as a medicine. Okay, but as you know, in a small quantity these are the medicines, in larger quantity these are habit forming agents. So without the strict supervision of a registered medical practitioner, these drugs could not be consumed, and that's why the Schedule X drug, Schedule H drug, always in those products always mentioned to be sold only by the prescription of registered medical practitioner. Okay, so these are requirement are for this reason only. Then the next criteria is that the licensee shall store drug in custody, that we have already seen. Licensee shall maintain the accounts of all transaction for 5 years. Okay, means किसको भेजा है, किसने कोई कौन हमसे लेके गया है, वो सारा रिकॉर्ड उनको रखना पड़ता है. Then licensee shall provide in and maintain staff, premise and equipment as specified. This is the similar criteria. लेकिन शेड्यूल एक्स के लिए जो भी स्पेसिफाइड किया है that should be followed. The licensee shall comply with the provisions of the acts of these rules. That is also similar. Then schedule U, the licensee should follow schedule U. अगर हम ऐसा बोलते हैं, that is mean he should maintain a record. Now in the case of schedule X, what are the new things should be mentioned? The licensee should either his own laboratory or in any other laboratory approved by the licensing authority test each batch or lot of the raw material used by him. See, in any other cases which we have seen previously, the raw material we haven't maintained any record of the raw material, because if the raw material is opium poppy, then if I'm saying that I order 50 kgs of opium, and I have actually ordered 55 kgs, and 5 kgs I am selling with the too much prices for the illegal purpose, then that should be avoided. So that's why the lot of the raw material and all such things also, the quality or the quantity of those drugs also maintained by the licensee. Okay, used by him for the manufacture of his products, and shall maintain records or registers showing the particulars in respect of such test as specified in schedule U. Means as we have seen, the schedule U is for the maintenance of the record and all. Okay, so this they should follow the schedule U. The records or registers shall be retained for a period of 5 years from the date of manufacture. This is also a similar criteria, means they have to maintain the record for the 5 years. Then the licensee shall allow an inspector to enter. This is the again similar. The licensee shall allow the inspector inspect all registers. Then there enter into any premises, inspect the plant and process of manufacture and means of employed for standardizing and testing the drugs. Then inspect all register and records maintained under these rules, and to take samples of the manufactured drugs. Okay, the licensee shall from time to time report to the licensing authority any changes in the expert staff responsible for manufacture or testing of the drugs, and any material alteration in the premises or plant used for the purpose. This is also similar, means they should maintain the staff responsible for that particular activity, and also they need to report report to the licensing authority any changes. Then licensee shall on request furnish to the licensing authority or the controlling authority direct from every batch or batches of drugs a sample of such quantity as may be considered adequate by such authority for any examination, and if so required also furnish full protocols of test which have been applied. This is also again a little different, but again there is a slight difference between these criteria and whatever we have seen previously. He should maintain the stock of such drugs, but in other schedules we haven't prescribe anything, how much it should be. So in this case, here they have prescribed that sample should be enough to do the all the testings. Okay, as we have seen in the drug inspector duties. Okay, three samples and one sample must be go through the government analyst, one sample is to be tested by the some laboratories, analytical laboratories. Okay, so all these for all these the sample requirement is little higher. Okay, so that amount of sample must be stored. And also, if the licensing authority demand that what procedure you followed, show me, then and which testing you applied, show me, then that licensee should able to produce all these things. Okay, so record of such things should be there. Then the licensee shall, on being informed by the licensing authority that any part of any batch of the drug has been found by the licensing authority not to conform with the standards of the strength, quality or purity specified in these rules, and on being directed so to do, withdraw the remainder of the batch from sale. Definitely, it is actually for it should be actually for every drug, but I don't know why they have not mentioned in CC1 and other drugs also. But if the licensing authority found any batch which is not complying the standards of strength, quality, purity, okay, then they must order that you should withdraw that batch. Even the simple food items, you have seen about the Maggie, that if the lead poisoning cases were observed and entire stock of Maggie was withdrawn from the market. Likewise, many drugs, many times they have withdrawn from the market because of the they have compromising some companies are compromising the with the standard of the drugs. Okay, some of you in the next upcoming days will perform a practical in the generic drugs and the branded drugs. At that time you will come to know that how the quality of the generic drug is means deteriorating, or the quality of generic drug is not up to the mark. Then you can also complain to the licensing authority, and definitely that stock will be withdrawn from the market, as well as some amount of fine, and those things should be implemented against that particular industry or the company. So that is about the withdrawal things. Then the next thing is the licensee shall maintain an inspection book in form 35, which is very similar. The inspection book is always maintained in the form 35. So this is the similar thing in every act. Okay, the licensee shall maintain reference sample from each batch of the drugs manufactured by him in a quantity which is at least twice the quantity of the drug required to conduct all the tests. Now I have already told you that how much quantity requirement is there, which is mentioned in this act. So what is it? So the quantity which is at least twice the quantity of the drug required to conduct all the tests, okay, perform on the batch. So this is the difference between other drugs and Schedule X drugs. Okay, in case of drugs bearing an expiry date on the label, the reference sample shall be maintained for a period of 3 months beyond the date of expiry of potency, and where no date of expiry of potency is specified on the label, the reference sample shall be maintained for a period of 3 years from the date of manufacturing. Okay, so there is nothing to explain in this. Just you have to remember that the storage criteria, means how much quantity they should store, is little different than the other two things. Then the next is the licensee who has been granted a license in form 25F shall forward to the licensing authority of the concerned state of manufacture and supply of the drugs a statement of the sales effected to the manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, hospitals, and means whoever he will sell that particular drug. Okay, means the retailer or the किसको दिया है उसका सारा record. Okay, so then मेंटेन अकाउंट्स ऑफ ऑल ट्रांजेक्शन, दैट इज ऑल्सो वी हैव सीन, मीन्स किसको दिया है, कितनी क्वांटिटी में दिया है, कौन लेके गया है, दैट शुड बी ऑल प्रिस्क्राइब इन दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. ओके, देन जस्ट आई विल रीड क्विकली फॉर यू. maintain accounts of all transaction giving details as indicated below in a register bound and serially page numbered, and such record shall be retained for a period of 5 years, or 1 year after the expiry of potency, whichever is later. Okay, if expiry is more than 5 years, then after the expiry, he must maintain for 1 year. If the expiry is 3 year, then he should maintain at least 5 years. Means I hope you get the difference. uh, Accounts of the drugs specified in Schedule X used for the manufacturers. So what is the information they should maintain, that we are going to see. And I think next, okay, so we will finish this X, and we will see about C1 and X combine in the next video. So just quickly we will see what are those requirements. So what should be written: date of issue, opening balance of stock on the production day, quantity received if any, and source from where received, then quantity used in manufacture, balance quantity on hand at the end of production day, signature of the person in charge. Means this is about the quantity which is received, from where it is received, how much received, about. Then accounts of production, we have seen actually accounts of the drug specified in use for the manufacturing. Okay, now account for the production: date of manufacture, name of the drug, batch number, quantity of raw material used in manufacturing, anticipated yield, actual yield, wastage, quantity of the manufactured good transferred. See how much detail they want about these drugs, because anticipated yield means, we have always, you have manufactured some drugs in the laboratory, you have seen the theoretical yield, you have calculated theoretical yield. Means means what, how much drug should be formed from 1 mole of oxalic acid, how much this drug should, xyz drug should be formed. That is already we calculate, that is called as theoretical yield. But our actual yield is always less than that, because some wastage is there, some, or not all moles of oxalic acid will react to the other reactants. Okay, so there must be some lesser amount of yield will be observed. So actual yield should be mentioned, and the wastage also mentioned, because if company is giving and company is writing so much wastage, and if that drug is going for some illegal purpose, then it is a bad thing. That's why these all things should be maintained very precisely, and the authorized person should be there to check all these things. So if anything happens to those drugs, if anything happens to those quantities, then definitely that person, that company can be means they can it can be taken as a criminal offense, and they have to pay the penalty for it. Okay, then the quantity of manufactured goods transfer means how much, suppose I have a raw crude drug 50 kg. From that, after addition and all these things, I have manufactured 120 kgs of final batch, final tablets of, then definitely these things should be written down. Okay, then the next one is uh, accounts of the manufactured drugs. Then what in that it is same, but only the additions are, we will see. Date of manufacture is also there, name of the drug is also there in above, batch number, opening balance, quantity manufactured, quantity sold, name of the purchaser and his address. सी किसको भेजा है, जो हम बार बार दोहरा रहे कि किसको भेजा है, वो भी हमें लिखना पड़ता है. सो नेम ऑफ द परचेसर एंड हिज एड्रेस, balance quantity at the end of the day, and signature of the person in charge, that should be written there. Now the last two criteria for Schedule X. Why these so many criteria in Schedule X? Because the जो फ्रॉड होने के चांसेस है, जो ड्रग इलीगली बेचने के चांसेस है, जो सोसाइटी के लिए हार्मफुल इफेक्ट है, वो सारे ये ड्रग से ही आ सकते हैं. एंड दैट्स वाई देर आर सो मेनी स्ट्रिंजेंट क्राइटेरिया फॉर द शेड्यूल एक्स ड्रग. ओके, सो लास्टली दिस टू क्राइटेरिया, द लाइसेंसी शैल स्टोर ड्रग स्पेसिफाइड इन शेड्यूल एक्स in bulk form, and when any of such drug is required for manufacture in a place other than its place of storage, it shall be kept in a separate place under the direct custody of the responsible person. ये भी एक क्राइटेरिया है कि जहाँ पे अगर वो मैन्युफैक्चर जहाँ पे स्टोर है वहीं पे अगर उसका कुछ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं हो रहा है, प्रोडक्शन नहीं हो रहा है, तो वो सारी चीज़ें भी एक ऑथराइज पर्सन के अंडर होनी चाहिए. दैट ड्रग शुड बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड इन द डायरेक्ट कस्टडी ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन. Then that licensee should comply the GMP guidelines which are mentioned in Schedule M. So Schedule M is followed by all the means Schedule M is for all the all the schedules, means Schedule M is to be followed by the manufacturing of drugs which are present in every schedule, means all the schedules which mention any drugs, means various drugs. So Schedule M is to be followed while manufacturing those drugs. Okay, so this is about we have seen three types of schedules today. The manufacturing condition of those drugs, the manufacturing condition for the drugs mentioned in Schedule C1, the manufacturing conditions for drug mentioned in Schedule X, and the manufacturing condition are not mentioned either in CC1 or in the X. So the combine means सब कोई इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसी होती है जैसे बायोकॉन है, कुछ बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज है जो नार्कोटिक एंड साइकोट्रोपिक सब्सटेंसेस भी मैन्युफैक्चर करती है, एंड दे मैन्युफैक्चर एंटीबायोटिक्स ऑल्सो. सो they have to follow the combined criteria, and what are those criteria that we will see in the next lecture. Okay.